covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
Still no word tonight on what caused that mid-air crash that left dozens of people dead. We continue to track the breaking news from Washington. But first,
when we had this opportunity to bring it up here, we jumped all over it.
A father-son duo are serving up a slice of hope on the Ridge. New at 6, we share their full journey. And also new at 6. Another step toward park fire recovery is underway right now. While firefighters have completed their work on last year's park fire, other crews are working to help prevent another fire.
Action News Now reporter Jerry O'Lennon went out with one crew to see the extent of the fire damage on trees in Upper Bidwell Park.
You are listening to the sound of safety. This area along 10 Mile House Road in Upper Bidwell Park was charred during the recent park fire. And these trees are either dead or about to be dead. It's a danger not to take the trees down.
In some circumstances, yes, it's dangerous to leave the trees in the state that they're in after the fire.
What could happen?
Well, they can fall down, so they could land on someone, users of the park, or just block the trail, which makes it difficult for emergency access to get through the park.
A total of 125 trees, blue oak, live oak, and gray pine, are being removed along the 10 Mile House Road. It'll take a little more than 1 week to complete the mission. Just to get to the trees is a chore. The terrain is steep, the paths are narrow, making it tough going for the 5 crew members hired by the city of Chico to do the job.
I've been doing this for going on 7 years now, and I've been in some steep areas, and this would be towards the top of the list.
Foster said nearly all of the trees marked for removal are dead, and the remainder are on life support. 90%, I'm told, are pretty much dead. What about the other 10?
Correct. The other 10%, I would say that they had enough heat in them. They sucked all that moisture out and went through that cambium layer. So I could see within this year them dying as well.
Work is moving fast, and unless rain delays matters, the job could be finished within a week's time. In Upper Bidwell Park, Jerry O'Lennon, Action News Now.
Until the work is completed, 10 Mile House Road remains closed to everyone. They expect to wrap up work in just about a week.
2 people are dead following a car fire. CAL FIRE rushed to the scene around today, about 10:30 this morning. It was on Condor Road in Cherokee. This is after firefighters knocked down the flames. They said that they found the 2 bodies in the car. We're still working to learn their identities, and the cause of the fire has not been determined. And we continue tracking the breaking news out of Washington, D.C. tonight. Dozens are investigating what led up to that deadly collision between a jetliner and an Army helicopter that left 67 people dead. And we're looking live right now at the Potomac River near Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport, of course, where the collision occurred last night, about 24 hours ago. Now, the jet was coming from Wichita, Kansas, making a routine landing when that military helicopter flew into its path. The collision was recorded by many cameras in the area.
The National Transportation Safety Board says it's too soon to speculate how this happened, but the board pledged to release a preliminary report within 30 days. Following the crash, President Donald Trump signed an aviation order rolling back federal diversity initiatives, saying the programs could have contributed to the crash, saying that they allowed the FAA to hire people with mental and physical disabilities, lowering standards.
Now, we reached out to Assemblyman James Gallagher. He says he is deeply saddened by the news and hopes that we can come together as a nation to support those in mourning, as well as extend gratitude to emergency personnel who risked their own safety responding to the crash.
This is a live look over downtown Chico, just people headed home for work, or maybe some headed to work on this Thursday evening. Either way, even though the clouds are rolling in, it's still dry out on the street.
Dry, there's no windshield wipers working at all, but we got to make sure our windshield wipers are working, don't we, Howie?
Yeah, we're going to need them for quite some time, beginning probably during the wee hours of the morning, tomorrow morning that is, because rain showers moving in, snow as well if you're up in those higher elevations. Temperatures will change as well. For now, we were right around average today for highs as the sun's gone down, starting to cool in the valley, close to 50. Some of the higher elevations dropping down into the 40s. So we were breezy early in the week. Winds kind of settled, and that's where they are. But they're going to pick up because we're looking at wind advisories for the most part. A little further north in the Siskiyou County area by Mount Shasta, or a little north of there, but also talked about the storms moving into the area, winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories. We are looking at some snow. We talked about snow levels earlier, or snowpack. Well, help is on the way, and we'll talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Howie.
Well, the Supreme Court may have sided with the city of Grants Pass by allowing it to enforce its homeless camping rules, but the battle continues. A nonprofit advocacy group just sued the city for allegedly violating a state law requiring cities' camping regulations to be, quote, objectively reasonable. As we've been reporting, Chico is now fighting to get out of a deal it made to end a homeless camp clear-out lawsuit, arguing that Supreme Court ruling overturned the law that Chico's deal was based on. Well, Grants Pass banned camping on all city property except where allowed by city council, and currently both Grants Pass and Chico offer shelters with some rules required.
We are learning new details about this man, Michael Zylstra, convicted of embezzling more than $73,000 from two local veterans groups. Action News Now reporter Alejandro Mejia shows us why today's sentence hearing didn't go according to plan.
60-year-old Michael Zylstra stole over $68,000 from the American Legion Post 17 and over $4,500 from the Disabled Americans Veterans Chapter 125. He was a treasurer and commander for the DAV and American Legion. Some of his victims came out to the courthouse hoping to see justice served today as a judge handed down a sentence.
This is despicable, to take $70,000 plus from veterans. You know, 17 veterans a day commit suicide. It is up to us veterans to help other veterans. And when money like that is gone, it is a lost veteran's life.
Sentencing was postponed, but we did learn new information about the case today from the Butte County District Attorney.
He forged his veterans papers to show that he was honorably discharged. He was not. He was dishonorably discharged from the Army back in 1987 when he was convicted of burglary in Georgia.
Both organizations use their money to help veterans pay medical or utility bills and help them pay their food costs. Zylstra had been slowly withdrawing cash from the DAV and American Legion bank accounts since 2021. Zylstra also forged other member signatures to withdraw money. Ramsey says his office will request Tuesday's medical records because that could affect the judge's decision on how much time Zylstra will serve. Either way, the damage has been done.
He went to casinos and used a debit card of DAV to get cash to gamble away.
Ramsey says Zylstra will be sentenced here at the Butte County Superior Court on Thursday, February 6th at 9:30 a.m. Reporting in Orville, Alejandro Mejia, Action News Now.
Zylstra entered a no contest plea of embezzlement in this case in November. Victims will be giving testimonies during sentencing.
Firefighters contained an early morning fire at a shed near Premier Court and Potter Road in Chico. This photo was taken by a neighbor from her backyard just after 4:30 this morning. When our reporter arrived on scene soon after, Chico Fire had already stopped the flames. No nearby homes were damaged. The Chico Fire Battalion Chief Wes Matroka said that weather was in their favor this morning.
The winds are calm, temperatures are down, so we didn't have a lot of ember casts from the trees, but had you had a windy night, these embers would have been flying back here and could have landed on anything that was nearby.
Property owner says they were installing new flooring yesterday, but don't recall leaving anything turned on or plugged in overnight at the shed. Chico Fire says the cause is still under investigation. We have new details about the fire at the Hamilton City Post Office that happened last Thursday. Hamilton City Fire Chief Hank Eric tells me that we should know what caused that fire by tomorrow. I also reached out to the U.S. Postal Service, and a rep said there is no indication that this was arson. They're looking at it as a likely accidental fire. They're working with the leaseholder on the next steps to safely reoccupy that space. But for now, you must pick up your mail at the Chico Midtown Post Office. And if you think that your mail was lost in that fire, file a case online, and we have a link where you can do that under the News tab on our website.
New at 6, a motorcycle chase ended in a crash and an arrest in Anderson. Police say Anthony Christensen led them on a high-speed chase down Highway 273 just before 2 today. And just moments after police stopped the chase for safety reasons, well, they say Christensen crashed into a curb. They say he ran off, but that Reading CHP helicopter was able to spot him hiding in bushes behind a building near I-5, and then he was arrested. Also new at 6, a traffic stop led to the discovery of nearly 27 pounds of cocaine. The CHP says it pulled over Aniceto Chavez on I-5 in the area of Lakehead this morning. And during the stop, the CHP says a canine was alerted to the car, and officers say that canine uncovered nearly 27 pounds of suspected cocaine in a fake compartment within the car. Chavez also had a child in the car, and officers arrested him and booked him into the Shasta County Jail. NASA is recognizing students here at home, and New at 6 will show you the collaboration in the works.
But first,
we just need more businesses to come in here and to support the community.
a new business opens its doors on the Ridge. We show you this owner's story of recovery next.